Alright, hello everyone. My name is Alvarina. I want to tell you about my book review. The title is Love for the Imperfect Things: How to Accept Yourself in a World Striving for Perfection. Okay, let's any further ado, let's start this presentation. The second book of from Haemin Sunim, Love for the Imperfect Things, is interesting to read, with the touch of illustrator Lix Feng and published Penguin Book in 2018. This book combines reading that is light but full of reflection. This book consists of 8 parts with 2072 pages. It is self-care, family, empathy, relationship, courage, healing, enlightenment, and acceptance. By using like words and relate writing in everyday life, this book can be read at any time and many times when you need peace of mind. And this book contains essays, stories of experience from Haemin Sunim, and quotes that at first glance look simple and trivial, but actually it's very shooting. Love for Imperfect Things gets a rating of 5 in Amazon's site, but with a very small number of reviews. On this book, Goodreads get a score for 4.18 or from 5, and Love for Imperfect Things was Sunday Times got the top 10 bestseller. Okay, let's I tell you about the author itself, about the Haemin Sunim. Haemin Sunim is a Zen Buddhist teacher, writer, and the founder of the School of Broken Hearts in Seoul. Born in South Korea and educated at Berkeley, Harvard, and Princeton, he received formal monastic training from Haein Monastery, South Korea, and South Asian religions at Hampshire College in Massachusetts for 7 years. He is one of the most influential Zen monks in the world. With over 1 million followers on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. His first book, the title is "The Things You Can See Only When You Slow Down," has been translated into more than 30 different languages and sold over 3 million copies. His second book, Love for Imperfect Things, was the million copies. Has think was the number of bestseller for the year 2018 in South Korea, and became available in multiple language in 2019. Haemin resides in Seoul when not traveling to share his teaching. And then about the book. The first about the book, has 8 chapters. The first prologue, and then the second is about the chapter 1. It is about the self-care. Don't be too good. Your existence is already enough. And then the chapter 2 is about family. Please look after mom, understanding our fathers. And then the chapter 3 is about empathy, the power of hugs, listening in an act of love. And then in the chapter 4, it tells about relationship on a Zen retreat, dealing with disappointment. In the chapter 5, tells about courage, tells about to my beloved young friends and first failure. In chapter 6, tells about healing when forgiveness is hard. Haemin, I am a little depressed. In chapter 7, tells about enlightenment, the mind's through home my spiritual journey. And then the last chapter is chapter 8, tells about acceptance, the art of letting go, lessons from life's low point. There's some quotes from his book. Haemin Sumin's writing were liked because they seems to voice the hurts of many people, the hurt of the readers of his book, especially for me. And then, for example, like this: were you one of those children who were praised for being good? Did you then try hard to be good by always agreeing with parents, teacher, or older relatives? Even if sometimes it was hard, you learned not to complain and bore it quietly. And now that you are an adult, do you still feel a responsibility to please other people? Do you constantly make an effort not to disturb or be a burden on others? But when there's someone who makes things difficult for you, you try just to ignore it or put up with it because it is not in your nature to do or say something that you can potentially hurt someone or make someone feel uncomfortable. I kept on telling myself that it was good to do good. But as time went by, it started causing me quite a bit of stress. When I opened my heart and spoke honestly to an older friend who was in the same program, he gave me the following advice: be good to yourself. Be good to yourself first, then to others. It's like being struck by lightning. Up until then, I had only ever worried about what other people thought of me. I had never once thought properly about caring for myself or loving myself It is from page 7 until 8. Another next tells about the story of the author's personal experience as always in each chapter. Written as an opening, which brings us to the core topic of his writing. The stories is variant. Some are about friends, about their parents, about their co-worker, and even about themselves. Some of the stories told by Haemin Sunim are very touching. For example, as I was leaving his home as a few days later, I left a brief note for my friend. When we were in a graduate school, you were like a big brother to me. You helped me overcome several crises. You don't know how grateful I am even now. When I think of your kind heart, and so for goodness sake, please remember, even if you never achieve anything big and significant, to me your existence alone is already enough. From page 25. And then another example is just like his first book. His book not only contained the writings of Haemin Sunim, but there are some wise quotes of other figures and teaching of Buddhism. For example, why should your life be destroyed by the easy criticism of those do not know you or care about you? From Sok Cheon Hong, from he is Korea's first openly gay celebrity, from page 17. And then in this book tells about inviting us to care and be generous. For example, someone told me this, and it made a positive impression. Haemin Sunim, now that I'm doing so well financially, my relationship with my siblings and parents has improved. If you have made a lot of money, share some of it with your family. From page 62. And then we can also consider the writing not only for the family, but also for partner, friends, and even college. For example, in his work, if you want to help your child, your partner, or your friend, simply listen without offering advice or your own interpretation, and empathize, imagining that you yourself just had an experience. Don't turn away from difficulties, but endure them together. This is how you can be of greatest help. From page 765. I recommended this book to readers who are looking for self help books whose writing is simple but vague in content. This topic focuses on accepting and being happy even though life is full of imperfections. Each chapter opens with a personal experience writing Haemin Sunim that inspires us, also touches our heart. After that, there are short writing that contain wisdom, opinion, advice, even some sort of practical solution. Some writing may be tried, I mean just so, but still relevant and useful. Reading it makes us feel warm, understood, reminded, and encouraged to go through life periods that are sometimes not what we expect. This book can be the right friend for us to go through times of grief or doubt. There are quotes from some of the character in it, as well as beautiful the illustration in that book. Okay, thank you for me. That is all for me, and thank you. Stay safe and healthy.